So today was supposed to be a key video, but Wargaming decided to come out with this Clan Wars announcement that said no carriers. Do I sound pissed about this? I shouldn't. I'm not a carrier player. I do play carriers, but I won't propose myself to be a great carrier player. But this decision could have quite a few issues, and it can be seen in quite a few different lights, no matter how you want to look at it. But there's pros and cons to this whole situation. Pros being carriers, they really fucking need a rework, and I really hope that Wargaming's working on it. But at the same time, this was something that all 4 classes should have been able to participate in, which, to Wargaming's benefit, I guess, players were really trying to push for this ever since clans were basically encoded into the game where we could make clan tags. It was, hey, where's Clan Wars? Hey, where's Clan Wars? Where's my clan battles? I mean, even at the start of the game, people started forming leagues like Supremacy League to accommodate themselves for a competitive scene that wasn't there and didn't really have a need at the beginning of the game, really. But I digress. So there's pros and cons to this whole issue, and if we look at it from the CV player's point of view, well, now they can't play in Supremacy League, I'm sorry. They can't play in Clan Wars, which sucks. If that was their main ship and they didn't know how to play anything else, now they can't participate. And that absolutely sucks balls. But on the flip side, how fun is it to just sit there and run air superiority spec and, you know, just suicide planes to spot ships? I mean, where's the intrigue for that gameplay? Sure, you're getting information for your team, but your participation is basically sit in the back of the map and fly fighters, empty bombers, maybe a torpedo bomber if you happen to have one, over the enemy ships and just wait till they get shot down. And the better CV player is going to raffle stomp the other one, and their team is just going to dominate. And I'll get into why they kind of dominate when I look at the flip side of this, but how entertaining is that gameplay? Like, cool, I dodged a stray from the enemy carrier so I could continue spotting this destroyer. I don't see any damage there. Oh wait, no, I'm still at the bottom of the team list because Wargaming doesn't really reward spotting damage. That's entertaining, to say the least. But let's look at it from the other perspective, this perspective of the 3 other classes that weren't playing the carrier. So we have the destroyers being permanently spotted. Their means of aggression completely neutered because they can't push into caps unless they know there's no radar, because their only defense from being plane spotted is goddamn smoke. And if there's a properly positioned Des Moines, well, now they can't do that. And as soon as they get baited into popping their smoke and the Des Moines radars them and they come back around to attack the cap, well, now they don't have smoke. So it kind of screws them over. And then it screws over their damage potential because, hey, look at this. Your torpedoes are spotted as soon as you fucking launch them. Until they miss the target, because obviously somebody's going to turn out of it. And you see this in randoms constantly. If the enemy carrier is leagues above the friendly carrier, or if the friendly carrier is, I say friendly assuming it's on your team, but if they're AFK. I mean, it's just constant hell for your destroyers or ships that don't want to be spotted. On the flip side, it restricts your builds. Everybody wants to go anti-aircraft because everybody just wants to knock out the spotters. And it just turns the spotting bitches, CVs, into plane fodder. They're just suiciding planes over and over into anti-aircraft bubbles. And all we're seeing are ships that have defensive fire and radar, and there's no fluidity. You're not seeing any flanks because the CV will spot them, They can't sneak around the back and say, hey, look at this. You let a battleship get on your side. Uh-oh. Because the fucking carrier has spotted it as soon as it spawned and has not left the spotting range. But, you know, it's just kind of weird. And it really restricts what the cruisers are doing because you can't disengage in a cruiser. You have to sit behind an island. Enemy flanks your island? Well, guess you're going to go down because you can't go unspotted. Unless you're Des Moines, who has the same detection radius as your anti-aircraft, I do believe. I'm not entirely sure about that. But it's just a lose-lose situation, and either way that Wargaming tried to do this, it was never going to turn out right. They basically had two options. They could release a partial CV rework, have people complain about it, have it break, have it be unbalanced, and have everybody be unhappy about it, but include CVs in the test. They could have had CVs be included as they currently are, have everybody suffer, have complaints from anybody who didn't have a decent CV player, and the few, I say few because you know when you're against a decent carrier player, the few teams that actually had good carrier players would shoot up to rank 1, there'd be no problem, which clan battles is a battle of skill, so this has to be taken into account that there will always be a better player, but there's no way to come back from your carrier really getting raffle stomped really early. Once your carrier's out of planes, they have no fucking use other than a big point target. So it's kind of, and the path they chose was kind of a mediocre approach. They said no CVs, we're just going to go with the 3 classes that we know are balanced. Balanced, I say with hesitation. And we're going to hopefully, I'm not going to put words in their mouth. I'm going to say hopefully this will push the CV rework faster, because this thing needs to happen. This class is so broken, and I feel like this is them acknowledging that. And it's actually pretty goddamn sad that it's come to this point, but it's both a problem of the players pushing for content, pushing for this content, and Wargaming not, or they were trying to focus on the smoke issue first, and now they're noticing the CVs are a problem, and now the CV players can't play Clan Wars. But it's just a really messed up situation, and there was really no golden path for Wargaming to take here. But my final word on this is don't get out your pitchforks on this. I'm fine with it. I still see it as a very sucky perspective for anybody who main carriers, and I really hate that they left this class out, but I can see their reasoning. But I want to say don't get out the pitchforks, don't say you're quitting the game, because it's just a preliminary season. Just like ranked, they're gonna change it. There's gonna be, you know, season 2. Let's just take the whole ranked idea into account. They changed the tiers, the availabilities of ships, all that stuff every single season. I mean, we've had split tiers, we've had 2 different tiers at the same level, we've had single tiers throughout the whole season, we've had limited battleships, we've had unmirrored matchmaking. It's just kind of been a crazy trying to find the best solution way of finding things, and this will be no different. Really, people are getting in such a fuss about something that's really going to be temporary, and it's just a preliminary season after all. There will be more. Like I said, sucks that the CV play. It just utterly sucks that the CV players are being left out of this. But with the circumstances that Wargaming has right now, it was almost the only way to go. But if you guys want to discuss, feel free to in the comments. I'd like to see your input on this. Please stand to reason. Don't just say, hey, this is how Supremacy League has done it for their whole entire career. This is the only way it should be. Because that's not giving reasons. But like I said, sucks CVs don't get to play, but you can see Wargaming's reasons behind it. Hope you guys have a nice day, and I'll see you guys next time.